Greetings everybody, my name is Beancrew49, this is the Desolation map. Welcome to another Desolation video. I don't know what I want to do today. I'm going to build something or other. But for the most part, I want to talk about myself today. Introduce you guys to me, tell you a little bit about my background and where I'm coming from, and really my history with Minecraft. So where to begin? My first experience with Minecraft was watching a Seed video. If you don't know who Seed is, I'll put a link in the description. You have to check him out. He doesn't play Minecraft anymore, but he was one of the first YouTubers, one of the first major YouTubers to start putting on his channel. And I watched his videos and I was blown away. I had never seen a video game like this. My favorite video game prior to Minecraft was The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and that was, one of those games that just changes your life in a way. But I think Minecraft had more of an impact on me. I waited up until 3, 4 in the morning to download it on the first day it came out, and I was up all night. You don't go to sleep the first day you play Minecraft. That's just something that doesn't happen. So I played that game non-stop. I haven't stopped. That was like 3 years ago now, something like that. And I haven't stopped playing. I love this game more than anything. I'm passionate about it, and it's kind of rare to be passionate about a video game, I think. But that's me. So my first map, wasn't the greatest. I was really just learning the game at that time. But as time went on, I progressed, I got better, and people started to recognize that I was doing some pretty cool stuff. So I got a lot of friends, and a lot of people, played with me. So on my second map, I wanted to have more of a community feel. So what I did was I just opened up a seed after the adventure update, and I just went to town. I mined non-stop, just gathered resources. Then I built a city, and it was a survival city, and the scale of it was insane. I'm not trying to brag, but it was probably the biggest survival build I've ever seen. But I turned it into a community server, and it went great. We had a lot of fun. People loved it. It was called Beanberg, and it was a community based on an economy. So there was shops where you could basically buy anything in the game. So I kind of made the server such that new players didn't have to go mining. They can just go buy stuff. Of course, you don't have any money when you get in the game, but you could work at a job and earn money and stuff. So it was very economy based. There was a lot of trading. There was a stock market. Basically, I used the real world stock market and allowed you to buy real world stocks with Minecraft money, and I would track it, and then when you sold, I would pay out, then depending. So it was really fun. It wasn't that popular for some reason. I don't know why. I think maybe most people who were on my server didn't know how the stock market works, so they were hesitant to try the idea. But I thought it was a great idea, personally. And this is before GTA came out and they had the stock market. So I was doing big things, not to toot my own horn, but I had some good ideas. So Beanberg was really successful. But looking back at it, we played for a whole year, actually a little over a year. And looking back on it, it was just kind of depressing to see how much I had accomplished. But, I thought about how much more I could have accomplished if we were in creative mode. So that's how this idea got started. I wanted to do a creative mode project that would be... I don't want to see the best thing ever, because this is art, it's subjective. I don't want to build the best thing ever, but I want to build the best thing I could possibly build. And the only way to do that was in creative mode. So the idea for this came from a mini game that I had built on my friend Whiskrum's map. And the mini game was called Outbreak, and it worked where we built this little cul-de-sac, and it was in the middle of the zombie apocalypse. And a pilot had crashed in the neighborhood and was, forced to scavenge the area. So the pilot would get a head start. It was a 4-person game. One was a pilot, 3 players were zombies. And the pilot would have a head start, and it would be like Hunger Games with items in chests and whatnot. And the zombies would be released after 30 seconds, and they were not allowed to communicate except to say the word brains. So if you saw someone, you'd have to say brains, and you, depending on the inflection of your brains, then you would, like brains is like, do you know where he is? Brains. Or if you saw him, like brains, brains. So it was pretty fun. Anyway, that gave me the idea to do this, but on a much larger scale. Also, of course, DayZ came into play, but I had the idea of DayZ like 6 or 7 years ago. Ever since Resident Evil series, I always wanted a video game where you were just in a city and you had to survive. Because I do love zombies, and I wanted to have a zombie game that forced you. The only objective was to not die. So that's sort of what Desolation's like, but not really, because there is an objective in this game. But it's sort of like that. It's a huge open world city where your choices and your decisions are going to dictate whether you live or die. And I really like that. Just to talk about this build really quickly, this is one of my one of my upper class condominium complexes. This is Shady Oaks. I'm building this all nicely, perfectly in order. And I'm going to go back and apocalypsize later. If you don't know what apocalypsizing means, you can check my last video. That basically means I'm going to go back and make it look like Armageddon has, really done a number on this place. Because this building will have been looted. So this building is pretty scavenged at this point. So where was I? So yeah, Desolation. So that's where I got the idea. I wanted to do something on a massive scale, something that's never been seen before. And I thought that the way to do that was through intensely realistic details. There's very few modern cities that look like this, and it's only because the level of detail that we've put into it, I believe. So that's how I feel like we're differentiating ourselves from the masses, and the masses is the word, because there are a lot of people building cities, and I don't pretend like this is extremely special, but it is unique, I think. So that's how Desolation came to be. That's where we're at now. It's the project is evolving. It's getting bigger and bigger as more players join in. We get more ideas and more contributions, whether it's building or doing some of the dirty work like laying bedrock or glowstone. A lot of people have helped in a lot of different ways, giving ideas. And I'm appreciative of all of them. I'm going to put all their names up on the spawn point so that when you come into Desolation, you know who was took part in it, and you know who made this map. We've had about 25 people come through, I'd say, in total, which is a small number. I like to keep it manageable. I don't want a bunch of people in here building, because then I can't control what's going on. Not that I'm a control freak, but I've spent so much time on this map that I don't want anything that doesn't fit. You know what I mean? When you have a random builder in your world and he builds something, or she, and it just doesn't fit. And you don't want to tell them, oh, your building sucks, because it doesn't suck. It just doesn't fit. And then you tear it down, and then they're emotionally hurt, and you don't want that. It's better just to not have them build. So in order to build here, you really have to have a sense of the map. I have to know you pretty well, and you really have to be down with Desolation and just be excited about seeing this come to life. Those are the people I let build. So I think we're going to wind it down here. That's another episode. I hope you got to know me a little bit more, got to see my build style. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and leave a like and a comment if you want. Thanks for watching.